Tatyana Arrington, Where is the Buzz? And I'm here with the one, the only, DeWanda Wise. How are you today?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
You look fabulous, I must say. So I gotta say, let's start off with this movie, Imaginary.
Yes.
You guys had to ruin teddy bears for us?
We had to ruin teddy bears. We're coming for teddy bears.
A demonic teddy bear.
It's rude. It's rude. I mean, sleeping was already covered. You know, we have the Freddy Krueger series.
That's true.
Dolls are covered. We got Chucky and Megan.
Are you a big horror movie person? Because I'm a horror movie girly.
I love hearing that. I have too many friends and family who are like, I'm not seeing this movie. So
really?
oh yeah.
I was so ready to see this movie. I love horror movies, and I'm glad that like more Black women are stepping into the genre.
Yes.
So that's really nice for me to hear.
Yeah.
I wanted to know first, did anything surprising or unexpected happening during filming? I hear this a lot from people who film horror movies. Something weird will happen during their time on set. Did anything weird happen?
Something very weird happened. It's not a fun story, so I apologize in advance for bringing down the vibes. It's really not a fun story.
Oh no.
The only day I had off, I'm not kidding.
Okay.
You know, it's a lead role. You work every day.
Yes.
Something happens at the end of the film. There's a fire.
Mm-hmm.
Our stunt coordinator's house burned down during filming. The one day I had off.
Oh my God.
And we named, it's awful, and I'm sorry, and we named the band in the movie Burning Cats, and he lost 2 cats in the fire. It's terrible, sorry.
Oh my
Sorry to make
God.
you cry during this light, lovely interview. The beautiful part of the story is that, you know, I'm a producer on this project. I really believe in collective care. And so the way that the crew came together, you know, our producers, you know, Paul and Paige, and even like Blumhouse, Jason Blum, the way that they really like championed and took care of that guy was like, it was a big deal for
I'm
me.
glad to hear that, you know, it all worked out for the better. I know you told me that you're a horror fan, but what drew you to this specific project? And then what do you think are the unique elements for Imaginary that it brings to the genre of horror?
Something that we discussed when I met with Blumhouse Casting was this notion. They were essentially, what's happening now is horror movies are still one of the only genres that people will actually go to the movie to see, right?
Yeah.
And they also want to attract nerdy actors like me. They also want to attract like actors who have like a lot of depth and, you know, who love character work.
Right.
So I think, you know, that answers your second question which is like, what about this particular movie really spoke to me, and also what makes it special. Ultimately, you know, it's a Trojan horse movie. Like, you're coming to the movies and you will be scared.
You will. You actually will.
You'll
be
also
watching
laugh.
Through your eyes like this.
And there will also be twists. But
several twists.
Several twists. But at the core of the movie, really, it's a story about facing things that you haven't faced, you know?
And I feel like you've probably answered this already, but did you have an imaginary friend or like a stuffed animal growing up that you kind of clung to? And if you did, what was their name?
I had a Teddy Ruxpin growing up.
Okay.
Before your time. And no, I didn't have any imaginary friends. I did have a very wild and active imagination.
I mean, I bet as an actress.
It went somewhere.
It took off.
It took off.
Okay. And this may be something, but sequel maybe?
There's potential.
Okay.
You know, it's a rich world.
Right.
I think in order to create a sequel, there has to be the foundation, the groundwork for that even to be, you know, you can't wrap something up and then be like, oh, but we're gonna make it work this way now.
Right.
You know, we built this really wild world. You can kind of see like a little bit about it in the background, and I just think it's a really rich backdrop.
Yeah, especially the way that it ends. I won't give anything away, but I'm like, there potentially could be a sequel
For sure.
in the works, and I feel like we wouldn't mind that. What was the atmosphere like on set with filming such suspenseful and intense scenes, but also there's some really funny scenes as well? Like, what would you say is the overall atmosphere like?
The vibes
are you
were
guys
high.
Are you guys scared on set?
No.
Or okay.
Watching a horror movie is scary. Filming a horror movie is hilarious. You know?
Yeah.
It's basically like being around the water cooler with Mickey Mouse with his like with his hat off. It's ridiculous.
Okay.
It's absolutely ridiculous. It's like, you know, men walking around in suits and they can't quite move properly, or like they can't really, they're like have claw hands and you have to like help them drink.
I got you.
Absurd.
Yes. Okay, so we've got 2 doors.
Okay.
Behind one door is Chauncey.
Yes.
And then behind the other door is a raptor. But you have to pick which door you're gonna go behind. Which door are you choosing?
I heard a rapper at first. I was like, Chauncey, no, raptor. I know. I'm with you. The velociraptor.
Yes.
Man, that's a hard one. That's a great question.
Thank you.
It depends. I will say it depends how much physical conditioning I've done before I'm opening these doors. If I have trained as I did for Jurassic and my speed
but you're alone, no Chris Pratt.
Oh man, I need a Chris Pratt thighs. It's a really strong runner. I'm gonna go Chauncey.
Really?
Only because Chauncey on his own, as you'll see in the film, he requires a certain kind of puppet master. So if it's Chauncey by himself, I can handle Chauncey by himself. If we're talking Chauncey and like this entity, I'm just gonna turn around. Honestly. The honest answer is C, turn around,
run for your life,
open 0 doors. Yeah,
I love it. And I also, just last thing I want to ask too, what was your favorite? I mean, without giving anything away, but what was one of your favorite scenes to shoot in this movie?
There is a scene that is such a classic horror movie scene, and I'll just set up the vibe because I don't want to give away the context. Okay. But it was one of those scenes. It was the one that I read, and I was like, please don't cut this. Like, I need this to, not only we need to film it, I need it to also be in the movie. But there are certain films that you create and you film as an actor where you know that if everyone executes it well, that it's going to be a special scene.
Yeah.
And everyone, when we shot it, was firing on all cylinders. Like, our practical effects department was on point. You know, the other actors in the scene were all in it.
Okay.
You know, and it's still, I just got chills even thinking about it because it brought me so much joy. You know, it's probably one of my favorite days on set and one of the most accomplished I've ever felt.
Because you guys are doing a lot in this movie.
Yes.
And what I also just really quick want to mention is the fact that I feel like a lot of times when we see Black women in these films, we're very strong, we're powerful, and Jess is that, but she also, you know, needs some help.
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong with that, especially if it's the help from family or support. So I really like that element in the film, and I'm really excited for audiences to see that as well.
I am too. Yeah, thank you for mentioning that.
Of course. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.